Congratulations, Stephen Kwan. Hat trick here with Gold Gloves. You got a shelf. You're starting to build a room for these things. How's this going to work as you continue to rightfully accrue Gold Glove awards?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that. I got one at my parents' house. I got one at my house. I don't really know where this third one's going to go. I guess we got to start getting some shelf space. But yeah, not something I thought I'd have to think about.
All right, so you win two. Here you go with your third. You and I talked about like going way, way back, pinball games, etc. For the kids at home that are watching this who say, someday I'd like to win a Gold Glove, what would you say are the attributes, the secrets to your success to being such a good fielder?
Yeah, I think effort, just doing the little things. I think it's so easy to get caught up in, home runs, slug, hitting and all that kind of stuff. But, you got to play the other side as well. I was never really a good hitter when I was younger. So it was like I had to focus on defense. You're always thinking about how you can affect the game wherever you're at. And a lot of time it doesn't happen. But in that one time that it happens, you just make the effort, you make the play, and then you can change the game. So it's all about just thinking ahead, effort, and just trying to be a full, complete baseball player.
Well, Stephen, speaking of complete, you were a Roberto Clemente Award nominee, and I know you work a lot with chess. And what do you think the organizations you work with, the kids, the people you work with around that will celebrate in this Gold Glove Award?
Yeah, I think it's a team effort for sure. I rely on them as much as they rely on me. Being able to just kind of step away from the field and kind of impact the community. Like you said, play some chess, just kind of think about things other than baseball. I think that helps with a 162 season and beyond. I've learned so much from all of the different organizations that I've worked with, and I'm excited to just kind of keep going and seeing what other avenues there are to explore.
Steve, we haven't seen this kind of domination in this position since like maybe Alex Gordon years ago when he was winning multiple Gold Glove awards. Was there a outfielder that you looked up to, you modeled yourself after? You said, someday I'd just love to be like that guy?
Yeah, I think the first person I think about for outfield was Ichiro. I have that throw he made in right field like burned into my brain. I always thought I was going to be that guy, but then the arm strength didn't develop kind of like he did. But just being able to make like just heady plays. I remember there was one that he made in San Francisco where I think he was with the Marlins. He deked a fly ball in the outfield. They thought he was going to catch it.
Right.
Froze the runner, and the guy had to get held up at third. I just thought that was like so cool. Just thinking before the play. That's not something I feel like you can think about in the moment. He was definitely somebody I looked towards.
You're speaking Glanville's language here. I mean, this is right in your wheelhouse right here.
Absolutely. I mean, I always think about like, well, what steps did you take, in the off season to sort of get to this next level? You already have the 2 gold. What was the work you put in specifically that you said, I got to get better in this way to move into 2024?
Yeah, in 2023, obviously I was lucky enough to get a Gold Glove, but I think my arm metrics weren't really where I wanted it to be. I left a lot of meat on the bone with plays at second, relays at the plate. My glove was getting a lot of action, but my arm was kind of holding me back with a lot of stuff. So this last offseason was kind of working on a throwing program, trying to cut the ball less, make it kind of get that ride on it like I had previous years. That was a big point of emphasis that I think translated a little bit this year.
All right, Stephen. So we got chess, we got baseball, and you can ask your girlfriend about that picture over your right shoulder. We're going to start getting into art. That's the next thing for you. Congratulations on gold. That's a beautiful color.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Well, here he is, Sal Frelick. Congratulations, Gold Glove Award. You're one of those guys. We got Kwan on. It's like the year of the catcher and the little guy. And, you played football and hockey and basketball and baseball, and here you win a Gold Glove. Like, put into context how far you've come to this particular part of your career.
Yeah, obviously I think I've come a long way. Was a shortstop in high school, went into college as an infielder before I eventually switched to the outfield. So I think my pro career thus far, especially on the defensive end, has really just been learning, how to play the position and how to get as good as I can out there. And I think, when I first started playing, it was a lot of just, ball go up in the air, just run after as hard as you can. And I maybe didn't have the cleanest routes and angles, whatnot. And that's just kind of what I've been trying to clean up the past few years and just kind of starting to put it all together.
Well, Sal, one thing you can't teach about playing defense is the fearlessness that you have. Can you talk about where that comes from? You know, the wall, you're willing to throw your body on the line.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of how I've always been wired. I know another part of it too, just coming up in this league as a young guy. It's just a great way, I think, to kind of earn the trust of some of the older veteran pitchers on the staff that, you know, I want them to be able to execute any pitch they can, knowing that if the ball goes up in the air, I'm going to, you know, run through a wall trying to catch it for them.
We talk a lot, Little League World Series in particular, about playing more than just one sport. You did that. You weren't a big showcase guy. Explain why and how you think that helped you get to where you are today.
Yeah, anytime I have a chance to talk to the youth or kids playing sports, that's the first thing I always say. Play as many sports as you can, play year round. I think playing different sports kind of just teaches you how to be an athlete as a whole, but also just you're put in different competitive environments. And I think that's kind of what has always been my edge, and went to college my freshman year at BC, just, you know, not a prospect or anything like that, but had just always competed year round. I think when the lights turn on and you can kind of just switch a dial to compete mode, and having that first as an athlete, I think, is important. And once you get later in life and older, you can focus on one sport. But I think it's super important, especially from a young age, to just do it all, see what you like, play every sport you can, and have fun doing it.
And run through walls. I know Dustin Pedroia played a fairly significant role in your development. I know him. I love the guy. But I'm shocked he helped you develop so much. That's a joke. What was sort of the advice that Pedroia gave you that helped elevate your game?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to meet him this offseason. I went down and was able to work out with him. But I think he helped me out before we even met, just growing up watching him play.
Yeah.
Also being an undersized guy, you know, watching his jersey dirty after every game and just the way he went about it. And then, you know, it was the same when I got to meet him this spring training and work out with him. Just, you know, the number one thing he said was just it's preparation and toughness. He's like, I never made diving plays because I was talented. I wanted to win, and I was tough. So that's why I made those. Just kind of stuck with me.
All right. You have that in common. Congratulations. You and Bryce Terang. Brewer pride here on the Gold Glove Show.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.